Hey guys, it's Shotcaller MIA here, and I will be doing an Annie item guide for Season 4. And let's begin. Okay, so the starting buy for Annie, uh, usually I go Ancient Coin, which costs 365. I get Sight Ward and a health pot. Or, if I feel like I can go opt for damage, if I have a bursty 80 carry, then I can go for a Doran's Ring and 2 health pots. And if you guys want, I mean, you can switch out the health pots with mana pots. It's up to you guys. And then for starters, I always like getting the warding trinket because I just like it. It helps me alleviate the costs for wards throughout the game, and I just think it's a good patch that Riot had. And so leading on to my next slide, after you go through lane, maybe if you get first blood, if your 80 carry gets first blood, great. This like first back is for it's designated for if you have around 700 to 1,000 gold. And what usually I do is I upgrade my ancient coin into Nomad's medallion because I really like how you get 2 gold if you don't get the kill on a minion, which I believe it just helps out a lot. And with the Nomad's medallion, it's only I believe a 485 gold upgrade, and with that, it doubles your gold income for not last hitting a minion. So I believe that's really good. And to add boots onto that, and then a ward, that totals about 800 gold, and that's just a really handy starter kit for Annie for the game because it not only gives you movement speed, it also gives you gold income, and it helps you with your warding situation. But if you have gotten a couple kills, however, I mean, if I were you, I would either get a blasting wand or a catalyst, which would build into a Rod of Ages. Because if you can get that Rod of Ages early on Annie, it's really good for snowballing the game because it'll just keep on stacking and it'll help you win the lane even more. So if you do feel like you're a kill lane and you're up a lot of CS, a lot of gold up on the enemy, go with that blasting wand with the sight ward. And if you want, add in a mana pot, health pot for you for your helping for the helping of proccing your stun. Okay, the next slide. These are the items that really should have by mid game. Like when I say mid game, I mean when you have a decent amount of gold, maybe 20, 30 minutes in, because you're talking about season 4. These games aren't really quick. I mean, right? Like extended these games longer so that they would have to take longer time. Like for example, like the average game is about 40 minutes. And so around 20 minutes around where you're starting the team fight, you should have a couple of these items by mid-game. Like a Sightstone, usually that's key. I mean, some people don't ward. I believe, like, maybe if your team is good enough with all their trinkets that you don't need a Sightstone and you have enough vision, but I highly recommend getting a Sightstone. Second item, Rod of Ages. It's really good. I mean, in my opinion, it buffs Annie up so she's more tanky, has more mana, and has more damage. Those are 3 really key points in Annie. I mean, it's just a great item if you can get it early on. And then I also go ahead and max my Nomad's medallion into the Talisman of Ascension. That is actually one of the harder items I feel like upgrading throughout the game because that's about, I believe, 1100 gold. That's an 1100 gold upgrade. And then in regards to boots, usually it's either Boots of Mobility or Sorcerer Boots. I mean, like, if you feel like your team doesn't have that much AP damage, I mean, you could go for the Sorcerer's Boots, but, I mean, just catching up to people, I just feel like the Boots of Mobility is a much better choice in this situation. Okay, going on to the next slide. This is, like, your typical endgame slash final build for Annie, and when you're starting the team fight and you're trying to secure Baron, you really want to switch over to the Sweeping Lens trinket and then upgrade it. Because not only does it sweep in a larger radius, it grants your champion basically an oracles for a given amount of time. I believe it's 8 seconds. And then the other items that I recommend having for a final build are Rabadon's Deathcap, Talisman of Ascension, Rod of Ages, Boots of Mobility, Ruby Sightstone, and Zanya's. Added all this up, you get about 450 AP and about 2500 health at level 18. So you're not really one of those glass cannon. You're in the middle, I would say. You're not one of those AP glass cannons that has 1500 health and it does 700, 800 AP. But you are at that point where you can get enough damage off with your stun, like your alt stun, that it really helps change the team fight, and that you also have 2500 health, which means that you can withstand and take a couple hits. Because you also, if you think about it, Zanya's grants you armor and grants you the active, which I mean you can bait a couple ults with that, and that could really change the team fights. So I mean, just these items all together, I believe like this is a really good build to like make it Annie as like an AP bruiser, like in a sense, getting a lot of damage off, but also having enough health to take a couple hits. Okay, guys, this is about it for my Annie guide for the items. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. And I'm also having an RP giveaway for one of my first 100 subscribers, so please spread the word and subscribe to me. And that's it. I will see you guys later. Peace.